everybody, Christina here from Creations with Christina, and welcome back to Stampin' 101. Today we're going to be talking about the window box die set from Stampin' Up. It's an amazing Thinlits die that I absolutely love and have been making these little boxes all over my house. So I made this first one and I'm going to show you how to put the box together. But then what's really great about this box is that you can create windows on your box. You could do it right into the lid of your box, or you can create, like I did, a little pop-up panel, which is what I'm going to show you today. Or you can create little windows on the inside of your box as well. And you could do that on all of the sides, or you could just do it on the front one. So I'm going to show you how to make both of those boxes. I went ahead and die cut all of my pieces already just to make this a little bit quicker, because otherwise this video could last forever. So I die cut 2 pieces of Sahara Sand cardstock using the main die. This is the big one. And then you have these other little pieces that are left that are used for your intricate cuts. And then you also have a tag. And then I'm going to show you what this really cool little die is for here in a very soon. So let's go ahead and get started with putting our box together. So to cut your box, you're going to need a piece of 6 by 11 inch cardstock. I did mine in Sahara Sand. You can get both of these cuts onto one piece. And we're going to start putting this together. So what you're going to do is you're going to start off by folding all of your score lines. It does create score lines for you when you die cut. There are 3 on the top. So this is your top. This part right here is your top and your bottom. So that's why you cut 2 of them. It's got little tabs on each side as well as tabs on the bottom. Now I'm not using my bone folder to do this. You'd probably want to use your bone folder just to make sure that you're doing a nice crisp score line. But just to save time, I am just quickly going ahead and doing this. So you're going to do that to both of your boxes, or both of your pieces. But before you do this one, what you're going to do is cut off your tabs on each side. So you're just going to go right with the score line and cut off those tabs. And then you're going to go ahead and fold all of your score lines. So I have all of my pieces scored. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my box that I'm using, my section that I'm using for my bottom, and just turn it upside down. And then what we're going to do is go ahead, you want to use a liquid adhesive, I found that to be best, but just to save time, I'm going to use some tearaway tape that I can just quickly put these together. So what you're going to do is just put one on the inside of your top part of your box, take your bottom part and stick it right onto your tab. Now like I said, I like to use liquid adhesive, but because I am a mess when I use liquid adhesive, I decided not to do that for the video. This is just to show you how to put it together. And then the next thing we're going to do is put another piece on this end. So we're going to flip our piece over and then put a piece of the tape on that section. Tape is a little bit thicker than my tab, so that's why I say you shouldn't use this unless you have a really thin tearaway tape. I call it tearaway tape because you can just rip it right apart. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to, either one of these sides are going to be your top and your bottom. One side you're going to seal shut. So you're going to add some adhesive to these 2 tabs as well as these 2 tabs and this tab. For this I am going to use my liquid adhesive because I found it to be a little bit easier. I'm going to start by putting some adhesive on these 2 closest to the box and carefully tuck that in there without getting glue all over me. And then you'll also want to put some on this tab here. And you'll want to do it on the other 2 tabs, but because like I said, I make a mess out of this when I'm doing liquid glue, I'm going to stick to just doing the easier parts. And now we just have to close up our top. Very, very easy. So there's our little box. You gotta make sure all your little tabs are on the inside. And one mistake I made already is that I put this on the inside, or the outside rather than the inside. However, it doesn't matter, it's towards the back of the box, so it's not really a huge deal. So, all right, let's put this together here. All right, so that's just the basic box. Super easy, very cute. Can be used for, you know, cute little gifts that you're gonna give away. What I did was, for this box, I created a layer that popped up. So I die cut just the top part of our die. So I just die cut this piece up here using some of the same cardstock. And I'm just gonna go ahead and trim this all off. So I'm gonna trim mine to be a little bit shorter, or a little bit smaller than my box. And to do that, I'm just using the marks that were left by the die. So there's that. And then what you can do is take one of the dies that coordinate with this set. So either this one, or the middle one, or the one on the edge here. I'm gonna use this one, and it's the intricate one, which I absolutely love. And I'm gonna run this through my Big Shot. Actually, you gotta put the die side down and run it through my Big Shot. If you have this great tool from Sizzix, it is amazing for getting all these little die cut pieces out. I love using this. It saves a lot of time from getting and poking out all those little pieces. So if you don't have that, definitely a must have in your tool if you're like me and you like intricate dies. So that's my piece that I die cut with that real cool die. And I cut a piece of vellum just a little bit smaller than the top of my box so that I can create a nice little vellum piece, and then it can be popped up onto the top of your box like I did with this one. So you could have a little bit of dimension there. This box top also comes with two other choices here, so I went ahead and die cut them just so you could see what they look like. You can create a nice little decorative piece on the bottom with a scallop and add vellum or cardstock or anything to the back of that. If you're really good, maybe you can even add it as a shaker and make a shaker style backing for the top of your box. And there's also this like slate or lined piece that is also a great topper. So for the next one, I'm going to show you how to create the little window. You can create windows on all of the sides of the box, but I wanted to show you when you're doing your bottom piece, you want to make sure that when you're die cutting, you actually have that die actually upside down on your cardstock. So I have my white cardstock. This is the bottom one. I went ahead and cut off the two little tabs already. And I'm going to take this little heart die and I'm going to put it onto my die, or my die cut piece, upside down. And then I'm going to run this through my Big Shot. Now you could do all three of them upside down on your bottom piece, and then when you do this piece, you want to make sure that you're doing it the right side up. So now I have this piece die cut, and I'm just going to go ahead and pop that off. And then to put this together, you're going to put it together the same way you do your other box. So this one is going to be upside down. We're going to go ahead and adhere these two pieces together, adding our pieces. So we have one that's upside down and the one that's the other way. Make sure that's stuck together really good. And this time we're going to think before we close it up, and we're going to put adhesive onto this tab right here. I've done that so many times. I keep putting one of the tabs on the outside rather than the inside of the box. Again, if it's towards the back, it's no big deal. And then we're going to go ahead and put these two together. And then you want to make sure that your heart is going in the right direction. And then you would seal up your bottom, which I'm not going to do now because, again, hot mess when it comes to the glue. Let's see if we can get it to stay without glue though. Pretty close. And then we have our top. And now what you could do is add vellum to the inside, or just a piece of cardstock. This is one that's cut a little bit, it's like 1 3/4 inch, and you can actually go ahead and do that. If you use vellum, and add a little battery operated tea light to the inside, this would make cute little decoration in the house. So that is how you make those boxes. And again, you want to make sure your bottom piece, your die is upside down when you're die cutting so that it shows up the right way on all sides if you're going to do it on all of the different sides. So the last thing from this die set that I want to show you is this cool little piece, and that actually makes the banner that sticks up. So you're going to take a piece of cardstock. I went ahead and stamped my Thinking of You greeting on here. This measures 5.5 by 7/8 And what you're gonna do is take your piece and put it right on the end and run it through your Big Shot. So now we have a bannered edge on each end of this piece of cardstock, and there's also score lines on here, so you can fold down and score your cardstock, and then you fold back and score on the other one. So you're using the score that's closest to your sentiment, and you're folding backwards, and then you're folding forwards to the score line that's closest to the banner edge. And that's what creates your little pop-up banner. Isn't that adorable? I absolutely love this little simple die. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick these all back in. And then I wanna show you one more thing, which is a quick card. And it's not gonna be the whole card because it's just gonna be a quick showing of how I did this. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take this die that has the little candles on it, and we're gonna go ahead and die cut this in the center of our piece of cardstock. This piece of cardstock measures 4 by 5 1/4. So what I'm going to do next is we're going to pretend this is our card base. I'm going to go ahead and center this how I would want it on my card. And then I'm just going to use my pencil and put little lines, very soft lines, at the bottom of each of these pieces. And it gives me an idea of where my candles are versus where my candlesticks are. I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo ink and Peekaboo Peach. This is an adorable one. And I'm going to go ahead and just use my sponge dauber and put ink at the top part where my lines are for my candlesticks. And then I'm going to do another dauber in the Flirty Flamingo. And again, I'm just putting it on. It doesn't really matter, you know, how smooth it is because it's just some color to pop through your card. And then what you would do is stamp your sentiment on the bottom, right underneath here, and then you can pop this up, and that gives some pretty color to the background. So I made this card as a quick little card to be used. I have the Happy Birthday sentiment that comes from the Windows shopping stamp set, and then did the die cutting and the inking in the back. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. All of the supplies that I used for these projects are going to be listed down below and over on my blog, along with the instruction sheets for this information. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.